Hello everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector75, and welcome to another Transformers Versus review. This one is the Classics Optimus Prime from, I can't remember, 2003, somewhere in the mid-2000s anyway, give or take, somewhere around there. And of course, this is the Siege, or the War for Cybertron Siege Optimus Prime from 2019, I suppose. Well, that's when I bought it anyway. Anyway, right, so, well, I don't know why I've taken his gun off there. I'm going to stick that back on. Right, so, obviously, with these Versus reviews, I just thought I'd take two figures, which obviously represent the same character, and just see which has the better toy. Usually, in this case, they're very good toys. This is a very good Optimus Prime, and this, if you want my opinion, is a very good Optimus Prime. We're going to stick with the Classics Optimus Prime first. Now, I wish I'd bought, there was a re-release of this a while ago, and it came with chrome parts, like all the bumper was chromed and everything. I got my little chrome pen, and I did chrome a little bit of the grill there. And one or two little bits just on the side, just gave them a little bit of difference there. But yeah, I wish I did get that one, that was quite a cool one. But for some reason I just didn't bother. But anyway, so this is the original release from, 2005, give or take. And it's a very good, very good representation of Optimus Prime. But obviously, this is supposed to have been a more reimagining of Optimus Prime, rather than, say, where the Siege is definitely a homage to the G1 character, for example. So it's hard to sometimes give a comparison, because they're going for two totally different aesthetics. It's a bit like, say, if I was to do a versus one between the movie Optimus Prime and this one, because they're going for two totally different things. But for most people, this was their chug. Do you know what? I hate that saying. I hate it. I don't know why I hate it, but I do. So anyway, so when I say, I just say Universe Classics, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so for most people, this was their representation of Optimus Prime in the Classics universe, chug, whatever you want to bloody call it, line for a long time, including me. But then again, I don't usually get rid of figures anyway. Very rarely do I sell stuff. So even though, for example, if I wanted to replace it with this one, I still won't get rid of this one, because it's a very good figure. Yeah, so this one was obviously like a flat nose truck. I don't know exactly what they call it, but yeah, it's one of those ones. And it's a very good truck. It's solid. I love it. It was made at a time when there was no cutbacks on plastics or quality or whatever. So it was good, sturdy, and you know this will last a long time. Whereas some of the toys these days don't feel like they'll last you a long time. So it's got that going for it. It is a very good truck mode. It is, like I said, solid. You know, you could drop it on the floor and it might break, but it's definitely, you know, not gonna worry about brittle plastic snapping or anything like that. So anyway, so it's got that going for it. There's not much to be else said about for truck mode, other than the fact it's very good. Let's move on to the Siege Optimus Prime here. Now, obviously, this is a definite direct homage to Optimus Prime from Generation 1. Albeit it's supposed to be a Cybertron mode, so that's why he's got this weird bit on top. I'm not totally keen on that. I'm not totally keen on the, I think they're supposed to be guns just on the side here. Nor am I a massive fan of the wheels protected by this bit, though I sort of like it. Though I think, well, if they were going to cover these ones up, wouldn't they have covered up that front one? But there we go. But I do like all the little translucent plastic on the front. I love that. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the weathering or the dirt marks, whatever you want to call it, battle damage, whatever. Personally, I love the stuff. I think it's great. Yeah, it don't bother me at all. The only thing that bothers me is that you get a bit of it, and then this bit down here has completely got none at all. If you're going to do it, at least try and make it bloody good, you know what I mean? I know it's a kid's toy, but bloody hell. Anyway, it's a very good truck mode. It's very representational of Optimus Prime. It sort of rolls, even though it feels very, very odd rolling along. It definitely hasn't got that going for it. Yeah, it's not as good as this fella. This fella rolls very, very well, from my opinion. This fella, not so much. But it looks good, doesn't it? If you can hear all that clanging in the background, that's because some people are taking down some scaffolding in a house near me. Bloody irritating. Anyway, right, so, yeah, as truck modes go, I could have done with maybe longer smokestacks. I think there's an upgrade kit. I'm not quite sure if it's from Repro Labels or whoever. But they could have done with being a bit bigger, maybe. But he does have a lot of ports over it, so you can, you know, put Battle Masters and whoever all over him, and that's pretty cool. Right, I'm going to transform these off camera into robot mode, and then we're going to do a comparison of robot modes. Right, so here we have them transformed up into robot mode, and I must just say I actually forgot to put this guy's smokestacks on him in truck mode. We're just going to move Siege Optimus Prime over there to the background. Yeah, I forgot to put them on. I left them in the little baggie that I have, but there we go. Anyway, right, so, but I've got them now, and they do form this amazing gun. I'll give it that. It is a cracking gun. And you can use the weather vane, or whatever the bloody hell it's called, from the top of the truck to make this other rifle, which is kind of cool. But, again, it's not exactly as iconic as his G1 blaster, which this is trying to homage over here. But again, this was trying to go for a different angle. This is supposed to be a reimagined Optimus Prime, as if they were released back in 2007. 2007, no, it was then. It was about 2004, 5, somewhere around then. Maybe even 3, I don't know. So anyway, so you can forgive it for not exactly looking like his G1 counterpart. But saying that, it's a great toy. It is a great, great toy. It's a great representation of Optimus Prime, in my opinion. He's got masses of articulation. His joints are all tight. I mean, I've had mine for ages. I've transformed one loads of times and everything. It's great, and he's got that iconic Optimus Prime look. He's got, you know, everything. You know, the only thing that everybody hates are these bits. If you could detach them, it wouldn't be too bad because you could take them off. But you can't, and they do get in the way, and they don't tab in. They just sort of hang round, and it's, I got to admit, I used to think, oh, what people complain about, it's just a little bit. But then I did get this figure out a long time ago, and I thought, oh yeah, they are pretty fucking bad, you know. Yeah, and you've got a bit of kibble around here. You can reattach the weather vane and put it on the back here if you wanted to. You know, it's I think you can even fold this out and give him like a weird over the shoulder head cannon, which is kind of cool with it. If I can get it out of his hand, you can pop that in there. If you wanted to make him a bit like Bombshell, that's, you know, so he's got options. You can do some weird shit with him. Why you'd want to, I have no idea, but you can pop that over there. But he is still a great Optimus Prime. Let me just focus in on his little face there. Look at that. That is a great updated version of Optimus Prime. It is brilliant. I'm not going to say, I'm going to say it again. I actually really like this one. I actually do really like this one. Oh, turn the colour down a little bit too much there. Yeah, so anyway, so let's get on to Siege Optimus Prime. Now, this guy is fantastic. I love this guy. Now, I know people saying, oh, this is perfect, but it's not perfect. People complain about the arm bits on that. The first thing I noticed this when I got this out of the box was the fact that he has arm bits that just dangle down and get in the way. Nowhere near as much as this guy though, so I can forgive it. And then you can forgive it because he's got angle tilts, he's got plenty of articulation, and he looks like an amazing representation of Generation 1 Optimus Prime, if that's what you're going for. The battle damage, it doesn't bother me at all. I quite enjoy it. He's got the iconic sort of gun. He's got the head sculpt. The head sculpt is fantastic. Let me just zoom in on that. That is, can I zoom in on that? There we go. That is an amazing head sculpt. A great representation of Optimus Prime. And on this one, you can even, if you really wanted to, open up his chest cavity, and you could stick something in there. I don't know if there's any upgrades things to give him like a matrix that you can put in there. That is kind of cool. The is there for the transformation. Whether they did that on purpose, I don't know. Now, there was something I forgot to mention in truck mode, is that if they wanted to, I'm sure they could redesign this whole back kibble bit here with the front of the truck and everything to give him a more Generation 1 look. Obviously, they could get rid of this, give him that more G1 wheel exposed look. Maybe that's what they'll do for one of the other upcoming parts of the Siege line, obviously the War for Cybertron line, whatever you want to call it. So maybe we'll get another version of this looking like maybe the proper flat nose truck, or what they called it. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, maybe slightly remolded, redesigned. Who knows? Yeah, you never know. It's a very, very good toy. It looks great. Yeah. On downside, maybe the plastic feels a little hollow, a little nowhere near as good as the plastic quality on that. But there's not very many hollow bits on this, which you've been getting lately with some toys. So it's definitely a step up in that regard. Yeah. Now then, if I had to pick a winner, which one would it be? I'll be honest, I so wanted to go for this guy. Let me just make sure we're zooming in. There we go. Yeah, I so wanted to go for my Classics Optimus Prime because I really like it. It is one of my favourite Optimus Primes, but I'm probably going to have to give it to Siege because he's just got more Optimus Prime about him that I love. You know, he's the very classic Optimus Prime look. He's got ankle tilts, and you're going to get this guy into some superb poses. Look at that. You can move the head around. It does raise that a bit, but you can get him some good poses. Look at that. That is just, I don't know, that is just a good... Mind you, you're going to get this fellow in some good poses, but this one just looks a bit better as Optimus Prime. He does have this little back kibble, but then so does the one. So yeah, I'm going to have to give it to Optimus Prime here. Or rather, the Siege Optimus Prime. Anyway, right, so I hope you enjoyed this look at both of these figures. Yeah, it has been pretty good. Anyway, right. This has been Graham, the Collector 75. I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.
Finish him.